Hey there, welcome back to a brand new episode of Talking Cinema. I haven't done one of these in a while. This isn't about Ghostbusters. It isn't about anything like that. I'm done talking about Ballbusters. I hope it tanks. I hope it crashes and burns in the box office. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about some trailers that I saw and some of the most recent announcements that Scream and Shout Factory made of some of the more recent titles that they're going to be releasing on home video. Before I talk about the more trending trailers, the ones that just debuted at Comic-Con, I want to talk about some that might have been kind of fell under the radar, under the wayside a little bit. And one of them is a recent trailer I saw today called Spaceman. And Spaceman is a film that's going to come out this year, and it stars Josh Duhamel, and it's loosely based on a true story of this baseball player named Bill Spaceman Lee, who who even pitched at the World Series. He was known for being a quirky guy, like he sprinkles marijuana on his pancakes in order to help with his anxiety. And he's a party guy, he's a party man. And well, apparently he gets fired from his job as a pitcher for the Montreal Expos. And then it seems like this film takes place while he's pitching for a minor league team. And it looked like fun to me. There's some good reviews in the trailer. I like Josh Duhamel. I've always been a fan of his ever since his role in Michael Bay's first Transformers movie. And it looks like he's having fun. And I'm not really the biggest fan of baseball movies or baseball in general, but this looked like my type of movie. Looked like Major League meets The Big Lebowski. So I'm definitely curious about this. Ernie Hudson is also in the cast. And it's a film that is being released by Orion Pictures. Yes, Orion is back from the dead. I guess it's been back from the dead for about 3 years, but this is one of the first of hopefully many more films that Orion will release. So yeah, Orion Pictures is alive. Shocking, I know. It's back from the dead. So, Spaceman looks interesting. It looked interesting to me. It really did. Then I saw some trailers for a while back. These are trailers I saw a while back. I saw a trailer for a film called, I'm trying to remember the name of it. Oh, Inferno. I saw a trailer for the new Dan Brown movie, which I wasn't really the biggest fan of those movies with Tom Hanks, but I'm willing to give them another watch. Maybe I'll warm up to them. Inferno looked interesting to me. I don't know if I'd see it in the theater, but I liked it because I liked the concept with the Dante's Inferno and the painting and all of it leading to the location of some plague that might wipe out, half the Earth's population. So the stakes are really high, and I like Tom Hanks, and I'm curious about it. Then I also saw trailers for Triple X Return of Xander Cage, which I really liked Triple X when it came out. I saw it in the theater, and it was like one of the first Vin Diesel films that I saw that I really liked. And I've been waiting for a sequel with Vin Diesel, but I don't know. I mean, kind of burned on him, with some of the recent Fast and the Furious sequels, Riddick. So I don't know. I mean, I hope it's good, but the trailer it was the first trailer. It was just okay. Its release date in January is kind of worrying to me because that's when Ride Along came out and crappy movies like Ride Along. But Rambo came out in January as well, so that's not necessarily an indicator of a film sucking. But I just don't know. We'll see. I'm curious to see how Tony Jaa and Vin Diesel are going to work off each other. I think they're going to be. I think Tony Jaa is going to be like a bad guy, I think, or something. It looked like they might have some decent fights and decent action sequences in the trailer, but there's some stuff that just didn't jive with me, like skiing in the jungle. Just, eh. But we'll see. We shall see. And I also saw so Triple X3, saw the trailer for that. I'll say this: I'm definitely more interested in Triple X3. Return of Xander Cage than I am in the bulk of the trailers that were shown at Comic-Con. So, but that's just me personally. I saw the trailer for Never Go Back, Jack Reacher 2, which I would really liked, and I'm really looking forward to that sequel because I really like Jack Reacher. I saw it in the theater. Pretty much had no expectations for it. It surprised me. I really enjoyed the movie, so I'm really looking forward to the sequel. Looks like it might even have even more action in the first film. And so yeah, and Tom Cruise looks like he's in top form again, and looks like fun. I'm looking forward to that. I will definitely see that later this year. There's been new Suicide Squad trailers that come out, but I refuse to watch them because I'm going to see that movie. I'm going to give that film a chance. I'm going to see it this August, so I don't really want to ruin anything for me. And so that's pretty much it about the kind of trailers that I want to mention that were kind of... Now, some of them weren't necessarily under the radar, but they weren't like as recent as the more recent Comic-Con trailers. So now we get to... and before I actually get to the Comic-Con trailers, I want to talk about one other trailer, which isn't really a Comic-Con trailer, and that is Blair Witch. Blair Witch is Blair Witch 3. It's Blair Witch Project 3. And I remember seeing the teaser for it when it was called The Woods. And I remember I wasn't impressed with the teaser when I saw it. And I was even like, they might as well just call this Blair Witch. And that's pretty much, that's what they did. It is Blair Witch. So, but I honestly would have rather this had been The Woods and been a wannabe Blair Witch project than another fucking sequel / reboot. Because I'm sick and fucking tired of them. I really am. I'm sick and tired of studios, especially in the horror genre, digging up dead franchises, digging them out of the grave, and propping them back up. And, I don't know, bringing them back to life with electricity, or reanimator serum, or whatever. I'm fucking sick and tired of it. I really am. You know, they are trying to have new franchises like Insidious, but then they run them into the ground. Or The Conjuring. And I don't even know if The Conjuring can survive another movie. Because Conjuring 2 was okay. I liked it alright. I thought it was above average. But that's mainly because of the last half. The first half was tough sledding. I've heard rumors to think about doing it with werewolves. That's not The Conjuring. I'm not interested in The Conjuring. The Warrens dealing with werewolves. But, yeah, it just seems like these studios would rather bring up old franchises and make new sequels or new reboots or new remakes instead of making their own. And I'm sick of it. I'm at my wit's end with this shit. I'm fucking done. I'm not giving any more chances to reboots or remakes or rebootquels. I'm fucking done. I don't even want to do that anymore. I really don't. So, will I see Blair Witch, aka Bear Bitch? Probably not, because the trailer did nothing for me. And I wasn't even the biggest fan of Blair Witch to begin with, the first film. But I'd rather watch that again than what this looks like it's going to be. This looks like it's the same movie. Okay, they go and encounter the woods and they see like the sticks symbol, you know, the creepy symbol looks like a person made out of sticks. But this time it's like 50 of them or something hanging from the fucking trees. Bigger is better, more is better. Actually, less is more. It looks like they're going to be stuck in a circle again, like the first film. It's probably going to end with everybody fucking dying like almost every single found footage film does nowadays. And it just looks like Blair Witch on an adrenaline shot or something. And it just looks like it's just fast and just intense. And I don't see how that's scary. And then when I saw the quotes from Bloody Disgusting that say things like, this is going to be a game changer. How the fuck is this going to be a game changer? It's another found footage movie. Even if it brought something unique to the found footage genre, they can only do that once. Because the moment another film tries to borrow the same element or whatever it was that made Blair Witch so unique and so game-changing for the found footage genre, it will cease to be game-changing the moment some other film decides to do their version of it. There's no fucking way that this film can be a game-changer for the horror genre. Absolutely none. I'm sorry. You're talking out of your ass, and I don't buy Brad Miska's opinion anyway, because he's really good friends with the director. So, I mean, when somebody's really good friends with somebody, I don't know. I think that's a bit fishy. Saying things like it's a game changer. It's gonna make so much of a difference for the new generation of horror. Oh, the new generation of horror is just the same old shit. It's just another found footage film. Great. Like we don't have enough of those already. I'm fucking sick of found footage movies, and I'm sick of dead franchises being dug up out of the grave and being propped back up like Bernie at Weekend at Bernie's, like they're still alive. I'm sick of that shit too. Come up with your own franchises. Hearing things about another Saw. Why? Fucking 7 Saw movies. Was it 8? 7 or 8? I think it was 7. I don't know for sure because I haven't seen all of them. But 7 Saw films, if I'm right, was enough. We don't need another one. We don't need another reboot of Friday the 13th. We don't need another reboot of Nightmare on Elm Street. We don't need any of this shit. Come up with your own fucking ideas for franchises. I'm fine with The Purge having sequels because at least, okay, it's their own thing. And it's the same with Insidious, which I wasn't really the biggest fan of. I haven't really seen the sequel, so I can't say anything about them. But at least it was their own thing. Same thing goes for The Conjuring. But the problem with those movies is they're all the same. It's all all ghost stories. It's all ghost stuff. I'm sick of that shit too. I'm sick of supernatural horror films. I'm sick of ghost stories. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of found footage horror films. Whatever happened to a good old-fashioned fun slasher movie? Can we have one of those in the theater again? That would be a real nice breath of fresh air. It really would be. Because all I'm getting is stale, musty old air that might as well come from a fucking crypt. Because that's pretty much what the horror genre is. It's the same old shit. And Blair Witch seems like it's the same old shit. Again. Not impressed. And when the trailer said something like, one of the scariest movies ever. I literally did a spit take. I was like, scariest movies. Anytime a new trailer for a horror film says that, I know it's full of shit. I know it's not going to be one of the scariest movies ever. The last time I saw that, something like that was the Evil Dead the Evil Dead remake, where it's all like, it'll scare the shit out of you. It didn't do anything. It didn't scare me. It was just shit. So yeah, this is my thoughts on Blair Witch. It's just, I don't understand. That's scary now. Just intensity. Intensity is horror, I guess. Just things are getting really intense and they're just, it's scary. I'm sorry for headphone users if I might have blown your eardrums out. I apologize. But really, I don't get it. I don't get the buzz. I don't get the praise. I don't get anything positive for this new Blair Witch movie. I don't understand it. It looks like the same old shit. It looks like something I've seen a million times. Even if it wasn't called Blair Witch, it still looks generic. It looks like another found footage movie in the woods. What else can you do? I don't... What? Prove me wrong, okay? Prove me wrong. Maybe I'll see it, and then if it proves me wrong, and it isn't the same old shit, and it really is one of the scariest films I've seen, and it is a game changer, then I'll say it. But until then, I don't buy it. I don't buy any of this bullshit. Speaking of bullshit, that's exactly what here we go to the Comic-Con trailers. Which I know a lot of people are really excited and happy about these. To each their own. I mean, I have no problem with that. If you like any of these trailers that I'm talking about in this video. I just wasn't that impressed by them. One, I'm going to mention a couple that before I get into the stuff that I wasn't impressed by, let's talk about a couple that I didn't mind. Kong Skull Island was surprisingly interesting. I'm still leery of it because it's from the producers of Goddamn Zilla, which bored me to tears and barely had any Godzilla in it. And I'm still leery of it because the last time I saw a King Kong movie was Peter Jackson's King Kong, and that was an overblown just fail for me. So, I don't know. We'll see. It's nice to see John Goodman, though, and interesting sort of cast. It looks like it's taking place like during the time of the Vietnam War, and they end up on Skull Island. And it looks kind of interesting. I don't know yet. It's a teaser trailer, so there's not enough there for me to be like, yeah, I'm really gonna go see that. I mean, goddamn Zilla did the same thing. Had a pretty cool teaser trailer that got me interested, and then the movie itself was just very underwhelming. Excuse me. Just thinking about that movie gives me acid reflux. But anyway, yeah, Kong Skull Island, interesting, okay. I don't know if I haven't seen enough to warrant me buying a ticket yet. Doctor Strange was the only trailer from this recent Comic-Con stuff, or even if it was debuted at the Comic-Con, I don't know if it was. But Doctor Strange was the only recent trailer out of this block of superhero or, fantasy trailers that I saw recently that I really liked. I like Doctor Strange anyway. I've been a fan of Doctor Strange for a long time. So I've been waiting for a movie that actually did the character justice, unlike the 70s TV movie with Peter Hooton. And I liked the teaser trailer, and this was even better. I love the music in this, and it looks really good. I really am looking forward to this. The only thing I could say I didn't like about this trailer was a really bad, cringe-inducing, awful Wi-Fi joke that was just shoehorned in at the end of the trailer. That was just bad. Why? Did not need to be there. Cut that out. In fact, cut that joke out of the entire movie, because that is awful. That was just terrible. Other than that, I thought it was a great trailer. I really did. So it's not like I hated everything. I like Doctor Strange. Now we get to the other trailers. Mainly, most of the DC stuff. First off, I'm going to get to the one that disappointed me the most. The Lego Batman movie. I was a big fan of Lego Movie. I liked Will Arnett's Batman in that film. I thought he stole the show. He was great in that. He was funny. And I liked the teaser trailer for this. And then I saw this trailer, and I just did not laugh once. It was disappointing because I didn't find it funny at all. It was more like the Lego Batman movie because it's just bad and not funny. None of the jokes landed for me. And the addition of Robin, who really looks like he's going to be one of the most annoying characters on film possible, did not bode well with me. I did not like that. It's called the Lego Batman movie, not the Lego Batman and Robin movie. Why is Robin here? Why? This is completely unnecessary to have Robin in this. I just not in the Alfred jokes didn't do anything for me. The scene where he accidentally kicks Alfred in the face because his reflexes are too fast or something. I'm like, so it's funny that he kicked Alfred, who is in essence pretty much the man who raised Bruce. I know it's a Lego comedy thing, but just the idea of that does not. I don't like that. It does not work for me. But then the trailer didn't work for me. It just didn't look funny. The action wasn't maybe it's just a bad trailer. Maybe the trailers later will be better. But from this trailer, it looked like Lego Batman is something that works in small doses. Will Arnett's Batman is effective, and he's at his best when he's a supporting role, not the lead. But we'll see. Then I saw Wonder Woman, which I like to call Blunder Woman, because I was not impressed by this trailer at all. First off, once again with the fucking filtering, orange and blue and gray. It's just, why? Whoever, the fucking person, I wish I could go back in time and find the fucking idiot, the focus group fool who decided that every fucking film should have filters on it that look blue or orange or fucking gray. I wish I could just grab them and stop them from doing that. Because in my opinion, it's ruining films. It really is. Because once you see it, once you know that that's going on, and you can see these color filters, it's completely unnatural, and it takes me out of the film. It's just unnecessary bullshit that's added to the film. And it makes it not look like a film. It makes it look like something else. I don't know what it is, but it's not appealing to my eye. I know why they did it. They did some focus group, some fucking study, where they decided that orange and blue are the most appealing colors to the human eye, but that doesn't mean that you should fucking plaster them all over the fucking screen in every movie you possibly can put them in. I'm sick of this. Stop with this fucking color filter bullshit. If you want to add some kind of color, use actual lights, not digital color that you add in later with CGI or a Photoshop program or whatever the hell you're using nowadays when you're editing films. The only reason why it still goes on is because a lot of people don't notice it. A lot of people don't seem to care. And that's fine. If it doesn't bother you, that's cool. But for me, it bothers me so much. It just drives me nuts. Stop it, for fuck's sake. It worked in a film like Watchmen because it was trying to add, add emphasis to certain types of colors. Here, unnecessary. And then everything is like gray. And then why? Yeah, just take a page from Man of Steel and wash out all the colors. Also, I'm not interested in the plot. I don't care about Wonder Woman and World War I. I'm not a fan of Chris Pine. I'm not a fan of Gal Gadot. And nothing she showed me in this trailer made me be a fan of her either. She showed me nothing in Batman vs. Superman that made me see, yeah, I want to watch a movie starring her. She looked out of place in that film. Her performance was not that good. And I still don't buy that she can carry a movie. I mean, there's a reason why she was just relegated to a supporting role as the wife or girlfriend of one of the guys from Fast and the Furious. Because she never really was that great of an actress to begin with. What did she do? What favor did she do to Zack Snyder or whoever to be able to get these roles? I really would like to know, because I have yet to see anything in terms of her actual acting talent that shows me that she deserves these opportunities. She's beautiful to look at. She's an exotic beauty. She's a beautiful woman. But to me, she's got all the charisma of a fucking wooden door. And still, it's prevalent here as well. And I'm not the biggest fan of Wonder Woman anyway to begin with. So I wouldn't have been that excited to see it anyway. But the fact that it's got this color filter shit, it looks gray. You got a lead who's about as compelling as a mannequin that you'd see in a store window. It just doesn't really do anything for me. Action didn't do much for me. If I want to see like old school like action with a hero that happens like during a old war, I'll watch Captain America: The First Avenger instead of Wonder Woman. But yeah, not very wonderful. Not so wonderful to me. But that's just my personal opinion. It just did nothing for me. Not interested. And the Justice League did even less for me. What is this? It's like the complete... Okay, I didn't really like the fact that things were a bit too bleak and dark and depressing in Man of Steel or Batman vs. Superman, but I didn't want everything to be completely light and fluffy either. This trailer is like a total fucking flip. It's like now Justice League is going to try to be the Avengers. That's really what it looked like to me. Batman's making quips. Like, who is this? This isn't Batman. Batman doesn't say shit like this unless he's in a Joel Schumacher movie. Aquaman, Jason Mamma Mia, Onomatopoeia, not doing anything for me. He still looks like Roman Reigns. He's Roman Reigns of the Sea. Does nothing for me. I hope he gets popped for Adderall and gets suspended. I don't care. The Flash. Who is this guy? And why do they have the Flash acting like Peter Parker? And why is he literally channeling Justin Long? I swear to God, I thought it was just Justin Long playing the Flash here. Awkward, unfunny, bad, really bad jokes with the Flash, with this guy. I'm not sold on him yet, and I don't like his suit. It looks ugly, and it's like this half armor thing, half whatever the fuck it is. I am not sold on that. Cyborg. Why Cyborg? Where's Green Lantern? Where's Martian Manhunter? You're having a Justice League movie and you're throwing Cyborg in there before Green Lantern or Martian Manhunter? Why? Because Cyborg was popular with the kids because of the Teen Titans. Yeah, because he was in the Teen Titans before he was a fucking member of the Justice League. If he ever was. I don't remember him being a member of the Justice League. Although I'm kind of fuzzy on that whole thing, so I could be wrong. Maybe he was. Maybe he is a member of the Justice League currently. I don't know. I'm not really that big fan of Cyborg anyway, so I could care less. Wonder Woman, Don't care. So we got a Justice League movie. We got Ben Affleck's Batman as making jokes, and I don't know, seeming very out of character. And it doesn't seem like Superman's death has affected him that much. And it's just no. It just looked like they were just trying so hard to be Marvel and the Avengers and just falling on their ass. No, thank you. If you like the trailer, fine. I was not, or the teaser, whatever it was, not sold on it. It looked like it was poorly edited, poorly put together. They didn't have enough footage to put a teaser together, so they just threw in some White Stripes song and some random clips. Should have waited, had more footage, because this just looked lazy. Then we have a new Guy Ritchie movie, which I do like Guy Ritchie, but why did he choose this project? King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword, aka King Arthur and the Legend of the Board. And Justice League, I like to call Justice Fatigue, because really that trailer's kind of made me fatigued on more than one occasion. But anyway, Legend of the Board is basically Excalibur, but with fucking CGI all over the place, and it just, I don't know, this just looks awful to me. I like Guy Ritchie, and I haven't seen Man from U.N.C.L.E., but I really like his work in the Sherlock Holmes films with Robert Downey Jr. But this just looks terrible. CGI, color filters again, make everything gray. The lead guy might as well just be so white. You might as well just have casted a bag of Wonder Bread. And he does nothing for me, and the editing style that Guy Ritchie uses does not fit with this medieval type of movie. It doesn't fit at all. It looks awkward. It does not blend well. And it just looks like shit. I don't care. It looks boring. It does not look interesting. There's nobody in the cast that really gets me going. The action looks generic with CGI. Who cares? Gives a shit. If I want to watch this type of story, I'll watch Excalibur. So, yeah, that did nothing for me. That was absolutely zero. Nothing. It did nothing at all. It just made me bored. So, those are the trailers for a lot of the movies that are coming out next year. And that's just disappointing. I mean, that's what I got to look forward to next year so far. Really not making me feel good about next year in terms of the potential quality of films that are coming out next year. But anyway, now let's get to the upcoming Scream Factory releases and Shout Factory. First off, they are releasing The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. They're releasing that in September. And so yeah, I already pre-ordered my copy of that. So I'm really looking forward to it, because it looks absolutely amazing. They really are loading it up with all these different types of features. The full-length documentary that was on the DVD, and looks like The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, is finally getting the Blu-ray release that the film deserves. And I cannot be happier about that. They are also doing like a Bill and Ted's Most Excellent Collection that's coming out in September that I'm interested in as well. It's just I don't know what the features are. It's $40. They haven't listed what the new extras are. If there isn't much in terms of new extras, I don't know if I'd go for it. Roadhouse on Blu-ray in September as well. I mean, the features were just announced. It has a new making of documentary, interviews with Rowdy Harrington, actors Kelly Lynch, John Doe, Kevin Teige, Julie Michaels, Red West, Lisa Noemi Swayze, casting director, photography Dean Cundy, editor Frankie Rosti, and more. Wow, okay, I actually might go for this now. I was kind of iffy on Roadhouse because I have the special edition DVD, but this one looks like it's got a lot of new stuff. It's got a new making of documentary. It's got a new Remembering Patrick Swayze documentary, featurette thing. New conversation with Rowdy Harrington. Pain Don't Hurt. Talking about the stunts of the movie. Talking about the music of Roadhouse. What would Dalton do on the road with Roadhouse, which I think might have been on the MGM DVD. Vintage interviews from back in the day on the set, behind the scenes footage, vintage profile on Patrick Swayze. The commentary with Kevin Smith and Scott Mosier. Commentary of Rowdy Harrington. A new transfer of the film. Yeah, okay, I'm definitely gonna consider that. New Roadhouse collector's edition. Now that's a collector's edition from Shout Factory. They're doing one for Transformers the movie. If you're a big fan of that, it's getting loaded up with features. Um, I think even more than the 2-disc special edition. So if you're a big fan of that, look forward to that. I'm not really the super biggest fan of it, so it's all right. But I probably would not get that. Carrie, they're coming out collector's edition. I'm okay with my DVD of that for right now. They're doing Nighthawks with Stallone, which would be nice if they had. They're working on some extras. I'll wait to see what extras there are before I do anything, before I pre-order or buy it. Child's Play collector's edition, which I hope is a sign that they're going to be doing Child's Play 2 and 3. But it seems like all the stuff that they're listing here for the extras are just the same from the Blu-ray or the DVD, the special edition. So if it just stays the same, I really have no reason to buy the Blu-ray. But Exorcist 3 Collector's Edition, I am absolutely psyched for this. Shout Factory's really getting back in my good graces lately with some of these announcements. You got The Thing Collector's Edition, John Carpenter's The Thing, loaded up with features. An Exorcist 3 Collector's Edition, which is going to have the long-awaited, long-requested director's cut of the film, which I cannot wait to see. And it's going to have a bunch of other extras as well. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to that. So, but there's also these other announcements that Scream Factory has announced for their upcoming releases. And they announced it on Facebook, I believe. And I wanted to talk about these a little bit briefly. And then that'll probably be it for this episode of Talking Cinema. Because they announced stuff at Comic-Con. Raising Cain, that's another one they're coming out with this year. I like the film. I'd be willing to get this someday because it does have new interviews with John Lithgow, Stephen Bauer, Greg Henry, Tom Bauer, Mel Harris, editor Paul Hirsch. There are no features on the DVD of Raising Cain, so I'd be interested in it for the interviews. It has a director's cut of the film, which is really interesting. It has a new something that talks about recutting the film and how they redid it and so on. It seems like there's not a lot of stuff on here, so I wouldn't go in and get it right away. But it's definitely something I'd be willing to get later down the road. I also know that they're coming out with Bad Moon, and Bad Moon is going to be loaded with features. It actually, I was surprised by how many features that one's going to have. It's going to have a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff and interviews with the director Eric Red and stuff like that. So if you're a fan of Bad Moon, the werewolf film, it looks like it's a release that's worth picking up. So now we get to the Comic-Con announcements for 13 upcoming titles for Scream Factory. Bubba Hotep, Collector's Edition. I'm okay with my DVD for right now. Willard, finally getting a DVD and Blu-ray release. For the longest time, it had a DVD release. But the one that's really surprising is Ben, which is the sequel to Willard, which had never, as far as I'm concerned, has not even gotten a release on DVD in the US yet. It was only released on VHS. So that's going to be first. But I'm not really necessarily that into those movies, so Black Christmas Collector's Edition. There's a lot of features on the Blu-ray that I have. So unless there's a lot extra, I might not get that, but okay, all right. Curious about it at least, because I am a big fan of Black Christmas, the original, by Bob Clark. But these are the two. This is the one title that really grabbed me was this. Poltergeist 2, The Other Side, Collector's Edition. Wow. I can't believe it. Really? Poltergeist 2, Collector's Edition? I am really curious about that. I want to know what the features are. Hopefully they can get the clips from the E! True Hollywood story about the Curse of Poltergeist when they talk about Poltergeist 2. Hopefully they can get some new interviews. Hopefully they get behind-the-scenes stuff. Hopefully it's not one of those bullshit collector's editions like Surfing the Rainbow apparently was. Which would really be disappointing. But I know I'll never get a Poltergeist special edition loaded with features because of Steven Spielberg and his fucking schmuck ass. Who's a schmuck and wants to cock block every release for a fucking dick. basically saying, fuck you fans of Poltergeist, you can suck it. I'm Steven Spielberg, you don't get anything. You don't get shit. So I don't give a shit about you. I don't care if you like Poltergeist. I don't care if you wanted a book about the making of Poltergeist. You ain't getting it because I don't want you to get it. Because it's all about me. Because I want to protect myself or whatever, because I might have directed Poltergeist, but I don't want to admit it, because I think that I will kill my career for some reason, even though a lot of people consider me the closest thing to God in Hollywood there is. But whatever, that's a whole nother story. I've done that. I repeated that shit ad nauseum in multiple videos before. But yeah, Steven Spielberg is a schmuck. Is the reason why we will never get a Poltergeist special edition. So hopefully, at least we get a Poltergeist 2 collector's edition that gets a lot of features. I'm all for that. And they're also doing Poltergeist 3, which it depends on what's on there. If they have some of the deleted scenes, I would be curious about getting it someday. If they have some of the deleted scenes and maybe some extra features. But we'll see. It's not like I'd buy it day of or pre-order the thing, but I wouldn't mind getting it down the road if it does have a decent amount of features on it. Then we also have Dreamscape, which are doing a collector's edition on Blu-ray. I like the film. It depends on the new features, because there's a decent amount of stuff on the DVD that I have from Image, but there's a lot of stuff from back in the day. So if they have new interviews, like if they manage to get Dennis Quaid and sit him down and do a new interview with him about it, I'd probably be willing to pick it up for that, because I do like Dreamscape. Rabid, David Cronenberg film. I like Rabid. Depends on the features. I have the DVD special edition, so that's the kind of stuff that depends on the extra features that are announced. Dead Ringers. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of the film, so, a lot of people are. So if you are a big fan of the film, they'll probably load it up for you, so look forward to that. But, not really super psyched for that, but that's just me personally. Slumber Party Massacre 2 and 3 on Blu-ray, and a double feature on Blu-ray. I guess because people really wanted them on Blu-ray, I guess, because people asked for it. I have the DVD set that has all three of them on it. And, I'm fine with and I got the Blu-ray, the first film, from a friend of mine who, I definitely gotta say thanks so much for that. And, but, yeah, not really the biggest, not the big, I'll give those a watch sometime, but yeah, I don't need it on Blu-ray. The House That Screamed, an early slasher film of the 70s, and haven't seen it, so I can't say anything. Dead of Winter I've heard of, but I haven't seen. So, these are supposed to be releasing hopefully in November. That's what Scream Factory was saying. November. Well, that's pretty soon. And if Poltergeist 2 has come out in November, I'll be out for that. That's the one I'm really the most curious about. Dreamscape probably be a close second. Maybe Rabid, then Black Christmas and stuff like that. But yeah, some interesting upcoming releases from Scream Factory that I wanted to talk about. But anyway, that's it. That's all I really got to say, except maybe give you guys a short little update of what's coming up for the channel. As you can see, it kind of stopped with the Ghostbusters stuff. I get burned out. I love Ghostbusters, but, I got burned out talking about it. And then the whole drama with the fucking reboot. And I just wanted to take a break, and mentally and emotionally. So then, when I decide to do more Ghostbusters videos, that I have the same passion that I had for the other ones. I was feeling that I was starting to lose it, and I did not want to record videos without the same passion that I had for the other Ghostbusters videos. So sometime in the future, I don't know exactly when, but sometime, I will get back to it, and I will do a video about In Defense of Ghostbusters 2. I will do some more gameplay videos in some of the other Ghostbusters games, and I will do a video talking about Extreme Ghostbusters, and then maybe someday down the road talk about Season 2 of the real Ghostbusters. But until then, I'm just going to take a little break. Oh, and speaking of Ghostbusters stuff, I thought I'd show you guys this real quick. Actually, I'll save that. No, I'll show you this. And I have some other stuff I did pick up some stuff in terms of DVDs and so on, and some VHS that I'll show you in a separate video someday. But I did finally get myself a copy of this. So someday, when I figure out how to record the gameplay footage, you might see a little gameplay video, series of gameplay videos on Ghostbusters, the video game. So stay tuned for that whenever that does happen. So I do finally have that, and I wanted to show that, guys, to you. Show that show these guys to you. Not show that, guys. Show it to you. And as for upcoming stuff, I saw Central Intelligence. It surprised me. I thought it was a above average entertaining action comedy. I did enjoy myself, so expect a review of that fairly soon. A review of The Killing Joke, which was, I liked it, but it was a bit disappointing. The Batgirl stuff was unnecessary and really hurt the movie, and I'll talk about that later. And I also saw Star Trek Beyond. I didn't pay for it. My stepdad bought a ticket for me. I saw it last night. Let's just say I had enjoyed myself in sort of a popcorn movie sort of sense from time to time. But at best, the movie is mediocre, and at worst, it's not really that good of a Star Trek film. And I'll get to that soon enough. And that'll be a upcoming review as well. So, and then I want to get back to doing some more horror stuff, and I want to start with the 80s, talk about the horror films of the 80s. I'm going to post some more Unsolved Mysteries podcasts. I might be doing something with a friend of mine on our picks for the worst horror films of the 80s that we've seen. And I will definitely, there's some, I have a lot more to see, but, I can only make a list off of the ones that I've seen. But I do plan on, anytime I do finish a marathon of horror films from a certain year from the 80s, I will do a couple videos where I talk about the best films from that year that I saw and the worst. So, the list could change and so on. But, that you might see that coming up. But anyway, just keep an eye out. It's going to be posting a bunch of stuff. I'm going to try to go in a little bit random for a little bit. Then I'm going to go into a little fantasy, couple weeks of some fantasy movies. So, when that happens, you'll pretty much know, because I'll be starting posting a lot of fantasy movie reviews. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, I will see you guys later. See ya!